What is up guys, Stephen Harvey here from Plan to Profit, and I'm coming at you guys with another portfolio update video, this time on my Hatch US stock trading platform. So I would like to say that this video is sponsored by Hatch, so if you would like to get started in the US stock market, then you can do so by signing up to Hatch using the link in the description. If you sign up today, you're going to get yourself $20 to get started investing. So I'd like to say a little disclaimer now that the opinions, the views, and my stock picks are all of my own, okay? So these are not the opinions or the views of Hatch. They have no influence on my decision making. And of course, like I say in most of my videos, I am not a financial advisor, so everything in the video is not financial advice. It's just me literally expressing my journey of my investing and what I choose to invest in. Now, I would like to point out a really cool thing that Hatch are doing recently. As we can see, they've actually put together a beginner's course in terms of investing. So if you're a beginner and you'd like to learn how to invest, they've got a really cool course, which I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. And you can just click on it, teach me, and put in your email, and they will send you all the material. But if you would like to learn a little bit more about this platform, how it works, and its fee structure, you can check that out in one of my previous videos. So just go back a few in my channel, or I might leave a link up in one of the two corners here. However, taking a look at my portfolio now, we can see it's at 4,660 New Zealand dollars. Okay, so you can display it in US or New Zealand, but for these update videos, I will be displaying it in New Zealand dollars because that's what I do on all my other update videos. Now, I have actually recently contributed a little over 600 New Zealand dollars into this portfolio. If you are a long-term subscriber to the channel and you've seen my other videos, you would know that once I hit my 1,000 subscribers, which I literally did just about a week ago, I would be contributing $1,000 into my portfolio. So I did contribute $400 or just over $400 into my other platform account, which you can find videos for that. And then the $600 went into my Hatch portfolio. So in terms of total returns, we are sitting at $372, about 8.7%. So this is actually my main portfolio that I'm actually up in. My other portfolio I'm down in at the moment at around about 7%. But we can have a look at what I currently hold, because since my last Hatch video, I only had 2 holdings. I now have 4. So 2 new holdings have come into play here. And they are in fact 2 companies as well, not ETFs. So I have 1 ETF and 3 companies right now. So the big contributor of my portfolio right now is Tesla. So we can see I have 2.8 shares in Tesla at an average cost price of $708. So at the current price though, at $809, that gives us a nice 14.2% return. When I first originally brought Tesla, I brought in at around about $450 a share, and then gradually over time, I started investing more and more as the price went up. So surrounding Tesla right now, a lot of people are saying it's overvalued, overhyped, everything like that. I could agree with that. The price does seem a little overvalued right now, but my strategy is long-term because I'm investing looking towards 5 to 10 years from now. This stock itself, in my opinion, I would see as undervalued, and in the next 5 to 10 years, we could see it go up a lot more. But moving on from that one though, we already know that I have Tesla from my last video. We also already know that I have this PowerShares S&P 500, which is a high dividend and low volatile ETF. And we can see here, I brought that in at around $43.74. But since then, it's taken a bit of a drop. So this is obviously down 29%. So a big loss at the moment, and hopefully that will pick up in the future as the markets recover. But moving on to the 2 new companies that I own, and the first one here is Uber Technologies. Okay, so I brought just under 6 shares of Uber at a cost price of $32.68. And the current price is sitting around $32.40. So I'm down a little bit on that one. However, Uber to me is a long-term investment. So if you are looking to buy Uber, I would call it a buy, but I would call it only if you have a perspective or an outlook of about 5 to 10 years. If you are an investor looking to make an investment short-term within the next week or month or so, then I wouldn't suggest Uber. However, I will touch on some news that has come out that has increased the price of Uber as well as another company, so we'll get to that very shortly. But if we do take a look at Uber stock, we can actually see that it has recovered quite significantly since its March lows. In its March lows, it was sitting between $11 and $14 a share. And then since then, obviously recovering back up to this $32 a share, which is pretty crazy considering it's only been a couple of months since then. Now, before the market opened, I was looking at Facebook as well as Uber. Okay, I was deciding which one I would like to invest some of this money in, part of that $1,000. And I did decide to go with Uber because of a little bit of news that just came out. So recording this video, it literally came out probably about 12, 13 hours ago. And this here, as said on Bloomberg, so I'll leave the resource down below, Uber approaches GrubHub with takeover offer, okay? But because of this news, it has driven up the price slightly, more significantly though over on GrubHub. So if we take a look at GrubHub now, we can see the one-day chart. GrubHub was sitting around $47 a share, and then after that, it then jumped all the way up to around $57 a share, so $10, and then it continued to keep going on this bull run, sitting up at around $60 a share. So quite a significant increase, almost 30% increase in GrubHub, purely off the news that Uber had this takeover offer given to GrubHub. So if we look into this article to get a little bit more information of what I'm just talking to you about, we can see Uber Technologies has made an offer to acquire GrubHub Incorporated, a move that could combine the two of the largest food delivery apps in the United States as the Rona drives a surge in demand, according to people familiar with the matter, okay? And so these people who are familiar with the matter have asked not to be identified because the matter of this isn't actually public yet. So we won't call it public, but it is kind of known about right now. So we can see people know about it, and from this information, people have decided to jump on board and invest more money into these two companies. Here in a statement from GrubHub though, they have said consolidation could make sense in our industry, and like any responsible company, we are always looking at value enhancing opportunities. That said, we remain confident in our current strategy and our recent initiatives to support restaurants in this challenging environment. As for Uber though, they have said it wouldn't respond to speculative M&A premiums, and that the company is constantly looking at ways to provide more value to our customers across all of the businesses we operate. So obviously there's quite similar statements, and so if this does turn out to be true, we could see Uber taking over GrubHub, which would hopefully increase the price of the stock. Now I won't go into full details of this takeover offer. There are other videos out there that have pretty much specifically covered this kind of news. However, if we were to see a takeover, we could see Uber purchasing GrubHub for roughly between $5.5 to $6.5 billion. So if we have a look at the chart, we can see their market cap right now is $5.55 billion. So in my opinion, I don't think GrubHub will take anything lower than that $5.5 billion. And so if you have a long-term perspective on this stock like me, then I would say this as a buy. If you have a short-term perspective though, then it would be much safer to say that this is a watch stock. Moving on to my fourth and final holding on my Hatch portfolio account, and that is Vector IQ. And I have made a video about this, so I'll leave another one of these tags in the corners where I literally talk about the company, and not actually quite Vector IQ, but the company that they are looking to merge with, and that is called Nikola Motors. Now, Nikola Motors is a direct competitor with Tesla, however, they are not public right now. Vector IQ are, and because of the announcement they made that within the next few weeks they plan on merging together, that would then make Nikola Motors go public. And so it will take the stock ticker from VTIQ to NKLA. Now I did mention this in my Nikola Motors video that I invested in the stock out of pure speculation. So it's not something I would usually do. However, after seeing the news and doing a little bit of research, I thought, you know what, I'm going to put about $200 to $250 on the line, because that to me isn't a big deal. If everything went south, then that wouldn't matter to me. But if everything goes right and goes up, then we could see quite a nice position in this stock. Now, the big thing with Nikola Motors right now is they don't have any vehicles on the road. They don't anticipate releasing any vehicles until 2021. That's their battery-powered vehicles, and then later on, their hydrogen fuel cell vehicles won't be coming out till 2 years later in 2023. However, I do like their plans of adding the hydrogen fuel cell vehicles to their range. I think it could be a really good way to go, especially with the offer of semi-trucks for those long road trips. Their plan is to try and get hydrogen fuel cell fueling stations placed all across America, so that way these semi-trucks can do these long haul trips and fill out at each station. And they're saying it can take up to 45 minutes just to fuel up from empty to full with this hydrogen fuel cell. And so if the world was to adapt these hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, this could be either in more semi-trucks, planes, trains, things like that, we could see a big growth in this company or in this kind of fueling system. So on my hedge portfolio, we can see I have 8 shares at the moment at an average cost price of $26. I did decide to buy more actually. I do hold a further 10 shares, which is on my other portfolio. That's more of a private portfolio that I started with. And then on my hatch one, I decided to invest a little bit more. So when I originally invested, I bought one share at like $18, and then I bought another 9 shares at $20, and then brought a further 8 shares at around $26. So I'm really excited to see the results of this merger and where this company could go. If it does go right, could it follow the footsteps of Tesla? You know, Tesla were sitting around $200 for quite a while, and then all of a sudden they're sitting above $800 a share. So imagine something like that happening to a company just like Nikola Motors. Now that is all from me in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like down below if you did. And if you want to jump on that hatch, don't forget those links are down below for you to sign up and get yourself a $20 bonus. But as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.